What up?
What's up, guys?
It's Man Juice. I'm Matt.
And I'm Jarrett.
This episode is Mental Clarity. Oh, God, are you guys ready? Man Juice. All right, you guys will get it.
This video is brought to you by Man Juice.
Bang. Our first sponsor that we're not paid to endorse yet, but we're going to. We've already reached out to Manscaped. They're just waiting for us to pump out more videos, and they said they're going to send us some nice gear.
Yeah, we actually, they didn't say that we need subscribers. They said to send us, I guess, our info, and some guy would get back to us, but
we need more followers. We need more shares. Hurry, please, for the love of God. Our lives depend on this right now. My sanity does.
We'll shave our heads.
I don't know if I can do that. I've got a little bit something more. Yeah, I need to save this.
Yeah.
My hairline, you know.
Yeah.
But to talk about what we're going to talk about right now is just mental clarity, routines we do before and after work.
Yeah.
We want you to know a little bit, I guess, share what your thoughts are, what you do, mentally prepare yourself when you wake up for your 8 to 5 or from your 5 to 10, whatever, however you work, side gigs, non-side gigs, you name it. We can talk to you about it.
Yeah. So right now we're coming to you live from the conference room. Again, COVID day 2. This week we're in South Texas. Everything as far as like coronavirus goes is spiking more or less per se, I guess, in our area. More friends or acquaintances have continued to, I guess, get sick. So the office has gone back to, for the most part, working from home.
Fuck.
Which we're still in the office here.
It sucks. We are basically personality people. We need vibes. We need people in here. We need energy. Yeah. It's hard to get that whenever you work alone, honestly, at this point in time. And I hate IM people when we usually just like walk 10 feet away from each other.
Yeah. Yeah, too. I think the city of Corpus Christi has now mandated face mask.
In public or retail or something like that. They signed it, but it goes into effect on Friday. Mm-hmm. Gotta watch it doesn't fucking work.
It should be interesting to see though how it plays out, because would you get a ticket for not wearing a mask? I mean,
it's $1,000 ticket, and I think that's bullshit. Honestly, you should be arrested at this point if you're not wearing a mask and you don't care about what other people think and how other people get sick. At this point, is it necessary? Well, we don't fucking know. We don't know if it's not or not.
No one knows.
I mean, it's a little bit ridiculous. We don't have a freaking data on this at all, But I mean, we've got coworkers that say they've been around people that had COVID. It's in Corpus Christi. Do not listen to the media. The number of cases that you think are online, I mean, like, they're turning people away. Now, you're going to ask, what kind of source? Where are you pulling this information, Matt? There are some healthcare professionals saying that they are turning people away right now and not getting tested because, again, they are having mild symptoms. We're not going to get too political on this. We're not going to get, but again, they're having mild symptoms and they're taking up the ICU beds.
But I think even too, I saw like a number wise, which I could be wrong. It said like 800 people in Corpus were affected, but our population is 300,000.
Yeah.
Maybe Corpus and surrounding areas, but let's say it's 1,000 in surrounding areas. Numbers wise, percentage wise, that's still pretty. Well, I'm sure there's people too that haven't been necessarily counted or like tested, right? So you wouldn't know. But still, numbers wise, I don't know.
And that's the thing. When do you get tested? Do you get tested without any symptoms or before symptoms, or while you were having symptoms? I'm not going to put a thing the size of my forearm up my freaking nose into my brain. I mean,
tickle your brain.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently, like, you have to have a high tolerance for pain, and you just kind of basically cry when you get it. Hasn't happened to me before, but again, I don't know if I want to do that type of testing. I'm not really essentially sick, but now the main reason why we talk about COVID is how do you deal with COVID in the workplace? Send them fucking home. That's how I think you should do it.
Yeah.
If you're remotely around anyone that's had COVID, or if you feel sick, go home. Do not stay here. There's definitely certain laws that should protect you from being fired from work, but generally speaking, if you're a good, decent person, you're not going to show up to work with COVID symptoms. Now, it's not going to happen with every profession. Of course, I know if you're in the medical field, that is your job. You need to go ahead and do that. You're going to be around those people infected anyway. So again, my apologies for if I do offend you. But at the end of the day, I mean, this is my hot take. This is my opinion. Go home. If you're sick, your employer shouldn't fire you, and you really shouldn't have to worry about the amount of income. It should honestly be like paid leave, or they should take your vacation time away from you. And yes, vacation time should be taken away from you when you get sick. It's not for you to go fuck around with and like enjoy your time. It's literally meant if you do get sick or something like that, you need to have that place. And that's just speaking from being an entrepreneur and owning my own business. But that's how I would treat my employees. Like, use your vacation time. I know. What do you feel about it? I mean, do you think people should have to use their sick days and their
I think
PTO or whatever?
it comes into an issue, I guess, is, for instance, a lot of people don't know that they have anything, right? So that's where it's like, you still come to work, you don't know. I mean, hell, who knows? We could have COVID right now.
I mean, we're not doing the 6 feet thing right now. We're wearing our masks. But again, I'm not sick. We've been around each other for over 3 years. So I think my antibodies communicate with your antibodies. So we're on the same vibe, guys.
Yeah. But yeah, no, today we came in the office. We're looking to put out some content here. And one of the things that we got into was, you get in the moment and you have to feel these things. You have to get into a podcast. You have to get the juices flowing. You have to get the mental clarity going to get into this stuff and put out stuff that people want to see. Mm-hmm. So that's one topic that we decided to focus on today, was the mental clarity in business and really anything you do. I feel like sometimes in people's lives, you just have that focus and that drive, that inner drive to do what it is that you have at that particular point in time, whether it's like a hobby that you have, or a position or a job or something that you're trying to attain in the future. I mean, I can think back to stuff where I can remember that clarity was there, which I think is pretty interesting, because a lot of numbers could be at play, right? So you could be on performance-enhancing drugs, nootropics, Adderall. I'm sure healthy diet and all that kind of good stuff plays a part in it, exercise. But yeah, personally, I haven't really dove into the nootropics thing before. I've definitely tried Adderall. It's amazing.
I think we've all tried Adderall, guys, right? At this point in life, if you're a millennial, you've had Adderall in your system. And if you have an Adderall in your system, you've had some type of, how would I say this, stimulant in your body that you've taken. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be necessarily legal or not legal. I mean, you've had some type of stimulant, so it's the same effects, but Adderall is definitely the strongest one for sure out there. I'm not prescribed. I don't have ADHD, but I've taken it, and I'm sure plenty of other athletes have. It's my hot take too on it. They've all take it. It's honestly a performance-enhancing drug for sure, in the workplace and on the field. No matter what. I mean, like, you can have multiple takes on it,
and I say nootropics, and some viewers might not know what nootropics is, but even to me, I believe it's a vitamin or mineral or something to that extent that's somewhat natural that you take to enhance your cognition.
Tomorrow, I mean, like, you plan on getting some nootropics to you tomorrow, right? Or tonight?
Yeah, possibly. We were looking into possibly taking On It, which is Joe Rogan's Nootropics. So if
you guys got a better one out there, let us know. We're definitely open to it. We want to do basically a 30-day cycle.
What's that one movie? It was with
Limitless.
That's it.
We're already in the same wavelength. Yeah. Maybe I'm already on nootropics, but I'm actually on Bang,
which I'm sure caffeine is somewhat considered, I believe, a nootropic.
It's got to be. I've had 3 of these already.
Cognition.
Yeah, 3 of these. My caffeine level's up the roof. I think you're only supposed to have half of this. But again, I've been busy. What's your morning routine, man? Without nootropics, I mean, moving forward from that, like, if we start ingesting that in our bodies, what do you think is going to change? What's the routine already? So what do you do in the morning before work? I guess before really anything.
What's pretty crazy is when I was heavy. So sometimes I get heavy into like working out and stuff. I have outside factors, whether it's I'm following like a specific person that's a celebrity or something to that extent. I get more heavily involved into working out or health stuff. And there would be times or like periods of time, maybe like a month, I get it really heavy into I'm like working out. And a couple of months ago, pre-COVID, I got into the whole workout thing. I was going every morning, and I felt like after a while, like maybe a week or so, that I would just get some like there's a clarity or in a focus there, and I would come to work and just be on like all day long. And I don't know, I feel like a workout routine or some kind of like physical, and I don't know, it wasn't just like less workout. It was like high intensity workout. I felt like that push you to the limits, and then like you kind of fall back. And maybe it was like the heart going and whatnot. It gets all the blood juices flowing, the blood going.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure has like a major part of it. But yeah.
I try and do like a 20 in the morning, at least when I wake up, 20 kettlebell swings with 40 pound weight.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this guy, his name's Ryan Fisher or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He does 100 of these. I'm not nearly in the shape as he is, and the amount to do 100 is ridiculous. So I do like 15.
Yeah.
And then that kind of gets my blood going. But then also I just I make these fake arguments with myself, and I kind of go into like the day already upset. I don't know if that makes help, but I like to go into work angry because that's whenever you're just kind of, you perform better, I think, whenever you're angry.
And I think people too, for instance, with music is another one that I think everybody listens to. It gets them pumped up. They just don't realize, I guess, before in the morning. Because for me, I listen to music that gets me going in the car ride here to work.
Wait, let me guess. Are you like an EDM kind of guy or what?
No, EDM, I would say no.
If you listen to EDM at 6 o'clock in the morning, I hate you. I just want to let you know that.
I've always been heavy into just hip hop. Like, I mean, it's
hip hop.
Well, rap,
trap,
whatever you want to call it, trap.
Yeah.
The what's the mumble rap?
I'm kind of in a phase right now of mumble rappers. Trippy Red, Little Skies, everyone with little in it. I mean, I pretty much listen to them, but
I get into the rock stuff too, like
it's touchy on that because I like old school rap, like Metallica. The songs are like literally 9 minutes long, which is as far as my drive from here to work, so I don't have to change songs every single second.
Yeah.
And I'm always speeding nonetheless. So if I get in a car wreck, then this whole year, it's not going to surprise me.
Yeah. But no, too, even like coffee, for instance, or like an energy drink, everybody, for the most part, partakes in coffee in the morning, like drinks coffee and whatnot. But yeah,
coffee's too slow for
like,
me.
You don't imagine that you're putting like nootropics in your body in a sense, and not really nootropics, but like a enhancer to your day. I mean, coffee, maybe not enhancer, but caffeine is.
I used to take these caffeine pills. It just made me sweat so much. I'm already kind of like essentially kind of like not a sweaty guy, but I mean, I get sweaty palms every now and then if I'm going to be nervous and whatnot. But definitely whenever I was on Adderall or coffee, I'm sweating my fucking pits off.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's retarded. And then of course you always got to do like the first or second cup. It's a beeline right to the bathroom for sure. You're just waiting at that moment.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
We've definitely got some coworkers that I mean, clockwork. Anyway, making decisions in the moment. We were talking about that too with mental clarity. So
yeah,
when you're here at work, let's just say you're ready to go. How do you make your decisions? That's namely the topic that we want to discuss to see if you guys want to interact. Are you guys in the moment, like really just impulsive? Let's just go with the first one that comes to mind, because that's how I am. It's kind of how I was when I started this podcast, and that's really how we started, I guess, this thing, being impulsive by buying a lot of shit without having any viewers. And honestly, I don't have a plan for this. I could care less. This is basically my therapy for me, but
I mean, we have a drive that this thing is not going to fail. I don't think so. It's never going to fail
because we're too big to fail. We're banks. Or are you guys the type of people that need as much information as possible to make a decision? Which, to me, I think you're a dweeb. If you do that, you're going to be slow to react. But I don't know. What's your take?
I mean, if you have the ability to make a decision where you can think about it and everything, I feel like that's time. Time plays like a major factor in making like a decision that's like educated and everything. I would say the ones that are most difficult to do, you're on a pressure, right? You're on a time crunch. For instance, the coronavirus thing, the president and the government and whatnot, they were on a time crunch to make something happen. Did they make the best decision possible with like the PPP loans, the EIDL? Like they have to make decisions quick, and that's the definition of a leader: being able to make decisions quick and the right decision. And that's what makes people special, essentially. You know.
Well, there's three type of decisions that you can do. You can act.
Mm-hmm.
You can defend, you can attack, you can defend, or you can do nothing. There's always three things.
Yeah.
So being a leader is knowing when to do all three options.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely times like Kevin, our boss, chose to kind of sit back and wait to see what happens. He didn't cut off funding. He didn't stop doing what we're doing. He didn't change any rules. And that was, to me, essentially good leadership in my eyes.
Yeah.
Because we actually did send a lot of deals out where, personally, we were able to grow our book of business.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, some of these brokers, man, they get me a whole upset. As well as people, the media too. I mean, think about the media and the way that everything that's been going on in the news, they are basically, their job is not to get the facts. They're not to get the full story for you. It's basically to whatever, I guess, go back. It is to get the facts, but just to relay them in the real lifetime. It's not to go back on anything that they essentially said incorrectly. They're just stating real-time data, which can just misconstrue so much and get people in panic so much, and it cause leaders and business owners to basically fuck up by listening to the news, which honestly, if you're listening to this podcast right now, please do not get your information from the news. Go through Twitter, go through your YouTube channels, go through anything else that's going to basically dissect this bullshit that they're spewing to you. Man Juice News. I mean, do not listen to any of these late night TV show hosts. They have their own different agenda. They have their own views to fucking point out there. Yeah. They're all retarded in my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, even with the stuff that's going on right now, I think people are starting to see the media's play in it and how they're just skewing it whichever way they feel like. Because I remember reading this one article saying how the Texas COVID just spikes, right? It says, like, in the article, it was this outlandish thing, like coronavirus stuff spikes in Texas. And you go in and actually read it and read these articles, which I feel like the majority of people just don't do. They don't go in and read the actual what's in. They just read the quick headline that's going. You scroll through your Facebook and all that stuff. But it said like it spiked when it went from like 2,185 people to 2,565 people, right? And if you think about it, like a couple hundred in all of Texas, that's millions of people. That's a spike to you? Like, yeah, maybe a spike of like a couple percentage point, like 0.1%. But I think people are starting to realize, like, you got to be careful where you're getting your information from.
For sure. And stop asking your opinion on if you should get tested or not. I think that should be your own thing. Stop getting on Twitter and Facebook and start and asking about if you should get tested. And I mean, obviously, it's your own personal opinion. Just go do it. You shouldn't listen to what other people tell you to do anyway, essentially, in my eyes.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you about the stress that most people are facing, as well as you probably are a good indicator in this one, too.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely with me. But how are you dealing with your stress right now? Obviously, there's tons of negative news on the web, everywhere, even at work related. Like, how are you dealing with it right now, personally?
I mean, we're here, right? We're in the office, putting in the work, going into new stuff that we've never done before, starting podcast. That's what I think is the main thing, Hobbies, guess something to take your mind off of everything else, right? Yeah, I mean, I think you and I are both alike in a sense that we're very much a go-getter type. I mean, if we want something, we're going to go out and make something happen. And I think that's just a lot of salespeople in general. You have to put something on the table. You have to make something work. And that's typically, I feel like, what if you're that personality, when you have nothing to do, you're gonna make something happen. Or you're uncertain about like the future, you're gonna make something happen. You know?
Yeah. Well, I'm also a hothead, and you're not. You're pretty much like level-headed.
Yeah.
I mean, I blow up in like 10 or 15 minutes, and then I need like a few seconds to kind of calm down. But we're similar in some ways, but
yeah.
I mean, a little bit narcissistic, I guess, in my eyes. But I'm always a glass half full kind of guy, never a glass half empty.
Yeah.
For sure, optimistic. But God, I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, click subscribe, like, share this video. We've got over, I think I've ordered 300 koozies. I know I've got over 150 stickers coming in. They're all going to come in within July. Definitely share this video. DM us if you've stayed this long, DM us your email address. Send us where we need to send this to. I'll just put it in an envelope, and we'll just ship one out to you with some stickers. It shouldn't be that much money on my end, but we're just trying to get as many followers as possible. We've got our Instagram set up.
Yeah.
We'll drop that link on the video too. Facebook too.
Yeah.
We need followers. We're growing our Twitter. We definitely upload videos on there and share them, but definitely we want you to share them. And every share that you can prove to us, I mean, we'll find a way to be incentivized. I mean, like we're making shirts too. We're trying to get some swag out there, but
we're trying to figure out where to steer this ship more or less. Like,
yeah.
Where do we take this? Right now, we're kind of focused on like pretty much lifestyle stuff, business stuff that we think is interesting.
We can call people out. I mean, calling bullshit out. I mean, like, there's some of these podcasters I really fucking hate too. So you let me know, and I can just point my cannon and all my followers to them.
Yeah. We had an idea, maybe throwing like Man Juice branded parties.
Would you guys be down for that?
Which is definitely interesting.
I'm sure we can get some funds together, and we can throw something at the beach or Rager or something like that. If you guys have any DJ requests, if you guys like music, I mean, we'll set it up.
Yeah.
But we appreciate the follows and the listens too.
Yeah.
But that was kind of it. Yeah, that's what we just wanted to throw something out there today.
That's it.
All right, guys.
Later.